Hey Jacob, this is Keaton Everett with ABC, going over your pitching video from camp. We're going to go through and talk a little bit about your motion, your mechanics, and we'll stop it at a couple of places, just to kind of talk a little bit about what we're looking for here. Basically at your age, we're looking for, balance, we're looking for consistency, and we're trying to sort of incorporate our lower halves. When we get older and get stronger, we're going to be in the right place. So the video kind of gets a little bit grainy. I think it's something to do with the recording, but we'll still be able to sort of talk about and look at some things here. All right, so basically we're going to go back here to the start. And so overall, pretty solid. All right, one of the things that we like to do that makes it easier for timing is to drop our hands a little bit lower. All right, and the reasoning behind that is, as you see, as you start your motion, as you can see how your hands come down anyways here. All right, so what basically the whole sort of gist of everything is we want to try to make stuff as efficient as we can by limiting our motion. And so that's just sort of an easy fix, is just work on sort of just dropping the hands a little bit, so you can cut down that distance. It's just a lot harder to time a 1 foot drop as opposed to a 6-inch drop. So you just kind of want to try to limit your movements as much as possible. All right, so then as you get going, you're doing a really good job at staying balanced over your back foot. All right, you're not leaning forward, you're not rocking back. All right, but the one thing here that what I like to see you get going is once this leg starts coming down, so right about here, I want to see your hips start to go forward. All right, we want to see everything start going. That lower half start rocking and rolling here. You can see how it just kind of sits back. If you kind of key in on this light post in the background, you can see how your body's just kind of staying over it, and now it starts forward. All right, so you're just kind of staying back a little bit too long. Your posture kind of goes from here to sort of this bend back here. So you're not really getting a whole lot of drive with everything. All right, so at this point, we want to be over our back hip, but we don't want to be over our back knee too much. We want to try to get somewhere around this line a little bit more. All right, because all that's doing is that's just showing us that we're staying a little bit too far over our back side, and we're not getting as much direction with our body forward. So through your release point, all right, you're getting a pretty good job at getting extension with your lower half. All right, this is a good spot right here. You can see the distance here. It looks like you're pretty close to in line. But what I want you to sort of key in on is this front side. You can see that glove's almost hidden by your body, and what you see is it never really gets out in front. All right, I want you to sort of key in on your glove here. As you start to rotate, you can see how there's this big gap between your glove and your front foot. All right, and part of that is this sort of extreme lean back, but you want to try to get that glove to follow that foot a little bit more. So then at your foot strike, which is right around here, that glove's not going to be tucked up. That elbow is still going to be out and closed, and that glove's going to be out over that front foot somewhere. All right, so that just kind of keeps everything closed. This is a good spot to be in right here. A lot of kids are leaning forward already, so you're good at staying back. But just watch that left shoulder, that left side, because through your release point is pretty solid. All right, you're getting out over that front foot. You're getting some pretty solid release. You can just see how you're just pushing the ball just a little bit. There's just a little bit of gap between your head and your elbow, and that's just from that left side. But through that release point, you can see that head's pretty close down over your front foot. Once you stay closed, what you're going to see is you're going to get a little bit more extension. So then at that release point, you're going to see this leg still straight, starting to come up off the ground instead of kind of dragging forward. And you're going to see that head a little bit more out over that front foot. So there's just that slight little correction, and you can see how your knee kind of comes forward in your front leg through your release point, whereas we want to see that straight, kicking up and over your backside because you're using so much of that lower half. And again, that's just sort of from that left side pulling a little bit, But again, you know, overall pretty solid. So just sort of those few sort of initial tweaks is just get that body going forward sooner. Work on keeping that, you know, letting that glove. I'll go back here and sort of show you a little bit, and you know, just kind of let that glove follow that front foot a little bit more. So at this frame, you know, your glove would be, you know, maybe somewhere around in this area here, you know, out and around here, instead of still kind of tucked back in. So that glove just kind of lags back and never really gets out. So just a matter of you know, just helping yourself get there. But again, everything's solid. You got a good lower half. You're getting down over that front foot really well. Not just those few couple tweaks, but you know, again, really solid. So that's very good to see, especially for your age. So you know, hopefully you have a great season this year. Good luck. Thanks for making it out to camp, and hopefully we'll see you again with ABC.